know you've been hurt a lot, but I am here today to encourage you to forgive the people that hurt you. You have every right to be upset, especially if they did bad things to you and you did absolutely nothing to them to deserve it. But holding them in a state of unforgiveness is actually affecting you more than it's affecting them. And let me tell you why. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 14, Jesus says something extremely profound. He says, "Forgive others if you want your Father to forgive you." Now, I don't know about you, but I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I have committed a lot of sins. I had sex before marriage, huge fornicator, smoked a lot of weed, drunk a lot of alcohol, cussed a lot of people out in my life. And I want to be forgiven for that. I'm not trying to go to hell. I want to go to heaven. And I would love to see you there with me. You feel me? I know it hurts when you have done nothing and somebody does you wrong. However, remember the Bible tells us that we fight against spirits and not flesh and blood. And so when people mistreat you, that's a spirit working through them. A demonic spirit working through a person to hurt you is not my way of making an excuse for what they did, because what the person did, what the vessel did, is wrong. But we have to remember the reasons behind why people do the things they do. For example, when a person kills another person, they do so because a spirit of murder is on them. When I was in my early 20s and I was sleeping with men that I met that same day, I did that because I had a spirit of lust on me, and I also had low self-esteem. And so by being a believer in God, we have to recognize that everybody has spirits attached to them, both good and evil. When you open your eyes to the reality that this is a spiritual war that we're fighting and not a natural one, it makes it easier to forgive. Now, that doesn't mean that forgiving is always something that you will want to do, but it makes it easier to do so. To be honest, you're going to be practicing forgiving every day of your life. If you live 2 weeks from now, you'll be practicing forgiveness for 2 weeks. If you live 30, 40, 50, 60 years from now, you'll still be practicing forgiveness, because one thing about life is this: the devil is always on the prowl, and demonic spirits are always looking for a vessel that will allow them entrance and access in order to work through them. And so people are always going to piss you off. They're always going to offend you. You always going to have to bite your tongue, instead of cussing somebody out. You're always going to have to be the bigger person if you are a believer. When you make forgiveness a daily practice, it becomes something that you intentionally do. You go to God and you ask him to help you forgive so-and-so, and you let him know what offense that they caused within you. When you go to God, don't bite your tongue. Be honest with God. Say, "God, hey, I'm just making up a name. Sonya slapped the piss out of me. I ain't gonna lie, God. I want to slap her back." The thing is, a lot of people talk to God as if he does not know their heart anyway. Now, I am by no means telling you to go to God and start cussing and stuff and call people, the B word, and calling dudes that's black the N word. I'm not telling you to do that. But what I am saying is be frank with God. Tell God, "Hey, so-and-so, God, I ain't gonna lie, they pissed me off. For the last 10 minutes, I've been thinking about choking." You know what I mean? Be honest with God. And while you are honest, I promise you, he will not only renew your strength, but he will give you the wisdom on how to forgive. You feel me? Well, anyway, I'm not going to be before you long today. I just wanted to come on here and talk about that real quick, because forgiveness is a very important part in our spiritual growth. And when we don't forgive people, we're holding on to all of that pain. And I don't know about you, but when I hold on to pain, I start reliving it in my head. I'm up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, cussing folks out in my mind, wishing I had said such and such when they said such and such instead of walking away. Now I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a punk. I shouldn't have did that. I should have slapped the piss out of them, blah, blah, blah. However, I don't want to feel like that, and I don't want to obsess over the things that people have done to me that hurt me, and I don't want you to obsess either. You deserve more than that. Life is too short to spend all your time being mad and thinking about what people have done. Listen, forgive, forgive, forgive. Recognize that this is a spiritual war. Stop letting the devil off the hook. When people do us wrong, the first thing we do is blame them. Meanwhile, the devil is off the hook and out here still on the prowl and doing what he want to do, when our actual fight is with him and his demons. Okay? Well, anyway, if this video resonates with you, please comment below. Let me know how you're processing forgiveness. Like this video, share it with others. Also, I put the link to my book, People Are Evil, in the description box below. It's a great book. I promise you, if you grab a copy, it will be a blessing to you. And guess what? I'll see you again soon. God bless.